My name is Will Morris, and I'm the chair of the AAB at Trinity, the Alumni Advisory Board. I was a history graduate here in the 1980s and had many experiences which I found absolutely invaluable, but which didn't exist outside of a few miles of Cambridge. One of the opportunities that's arisen in the past 5-10 years has been the possibility of digitizing the manuscripts that we have at Trinity. As an historian, there's actually something that I find very tactile about manuscripts, something which links us back to the past. But in order to be able to see those, you had to come to Trinity to do it, or very rarely they were lent out. But what digitisation does actually is allow these manuscripts to come into people's offices, to where they study, even into their living rooms. And that for me is a wonderful thing. That's something about giving back what Trinity actually has. I've been very privileged to be able to fund part of this operation. And as the year or two that this has been going on has gone by, the number of manuscripts has grown. You can now go on the web and see these things. You can zoom in. You can actually see them in such detail, which is hardly available even if you're standing over them. So for me, this is one of the true things that alumni can do for the college, actually expanding what we have and sending it outwards. And one of the great differences, one of the places where we really can make a difference, is that if this is properly funded, we can make it available to people for free. A number of these services already exist, but one of the things that Trinity has done is to put the wealth of its manuscripts on the web, where anybody can look at them.
Thanks to many generations of benefactors, the Wren Library in Trinity College houses one of the most important collections of medieval manuscripts in Britain. It includes the 12th century Edwin Psalter, created at Canterbury and given by Thomas Neville, master of the college. The 13th century Trinity Apocalypse from France, given by Anne Sadler in the mid-17th century. The 14th century manuscript of Piers Plowman, given also by Neville. A unique collection of 15th century carols from East Anglia, given in the 19th century, and hundreds of others. Some of them are illustrated, others, often made in circumstances of which we know very little, are not. The library is currently in the midst of a programme to digitise about 1,200 manuscripts. At the same time, we are scanning some of the library's most important later manuscripts, including an early copy of John Donne's poems and John Milton's own manuscript of Lycidas. The aim is to make them all publicly available, without charge, online, to whoever wishes to consult or look at them. The college has a long tradition of sharing its treasures with the world. Visitors come constantly to the Wren Library, some as tourists, some as students, some as established scholars. This is simply the latest way of sharing. In order to make manuscripts available in this way, each one is scanned, opening by opening, from cover to cover. Once this has been done, then these scans need to be edited to make sure everything has been included, and they need to be linked to online descriptions of the manuscripts. These descriptions in turn go back to the beginning of the 20th century, when M.R. James compiled his wonderfully detailed 4-volume catalogue. A few years ago, long before we thought of digitisation, we put the whole of this catalogue online, and since then we have been updating it with references to more recent work. Now, it also acts as an index to the digitised manuscripts. A link to every manuscript that has been scanned appears at the head of the appropriate description, so that reference can be made at once to the images alongside the descriptions. In addition, we have provided a list of manuscripts that have been digitised so far. In this way, people can instantly see what is available. In our programme, we began with the manuscripts that were most in demand. Now we are working through all those that are illuminated or decorated in a major way, using the standard published surveys as our guides. In addition, we are encouraging scholars to tell us what they would like to see done early in the programme, as a help in speeding up their own researches. This is a joint venture. It depends on the college's own computing resources, and substantial time is dedicated by the library's own staff. But its completion depends on the continuing help of alumni and other well-wishers. It is making these manuscripts available not just in new ways, but also to more people than ever before.